can see myself jogging down the beach to this song.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
You
Well,
know?
I heard this song it was like a video where a guy was on like a mountain style skateboard, and like, bigger wheels, like off-road skateboard. And he was just on this little like mountain track, like a little bike track almost, but a skateboard track, little hips and jumps, and just this song was playing in the background. I was like, I walked.
Nice.
The title of the song is called "I Walk This Earth All by Myself." It's kind of depressing, but
but it sounds uplifting. So
and this guy's skating, and it's like, he's just skating the earth like all by himself.
That's what I felt like, just like a good jog, looking at the pretty clouds.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Feel good. For sure.
Yeah, I like that. What
are they called again?
They're called Ecstasy.
It's
EKK and then Stacy. Yeah, STACY, no E. Just Y.
Way to not be able to get searched on Google.
Well, I listen to a couple. They have 2 albums out, or I don't know. It looks like it's just one person, but the music's really good, but it is kind of a depressing sort of artist, Well, like one of the first album is called Negative, and the second album is called Misery.
Oh, geez.
Then the title song in Negative is, I walk this earth all by myself.
But I swear some of the best stuff comes out of pain.
Well, you're right about that. And some might think that's a cry for help, but some people, this is just their way of releasing it. It's like, dude, there's nothing wrong. This is just me getting it out, Yeah, exactly.
Therapy. Yeah, for sure.
See, it's like you got to remember that kind of stuff sometimes. But
yeah, I like to write for my therapy, so I can totally see how that becomes music for musicians,
Sure.
like get that out and use that as your therapy.
Yeah, writing and playing, that is a lot of fun. Feels good.
Yeah.
Some people run or do whatever, surf or skate or horseback ride or
Oh my gosh, I wish we could horseback ride. That'd be awesome. But
that'd be fun to do.
Surfing, I wish I had gotten into. Like, I'm a little jealous that.
No, it's never too late.
That's true. But when you learn something when you're young, it's like so much easier.
Yeah, it usually is a little bit easier. It feels easier because you don't put as much thought, I think, as when you're an adult. There's a lot more, I don't know, my balance is off. I've never been that good. And, when you're a kid, you're not. It's like, okay, sure, let's try.
Sure, let's jump on it.
Yeah, I'll jump off the cliff. How deep is it?
Yeah,
right.
Right.
Yeah.
We took our Christmas card pictures today.
Yeah.
And Jack was like up on the bridge where we're taking it. He's like, take the last shot of me jumping off. And
you're like, let's do a funny photo.
And I'll jump off. And I look down, I'm like, you are not jumping down there. Like, it's so
it was
fun.
like maybe 3, 4, 5 feet, but then it was on a slope. So it was
yeah,
like you can't
rocks.
get a good photo in and then be able to land properly and not tumble into the creek.
Oh my gosh. But they don't, there's no fear.
No,
There's like zero fear.
You don't think that far ahead when you're a kid.
For sure.
I wish I did.
That was fun. We did a remake of our first Christmas photo together at the same bridge. Yeah. And it's just interesting to see how much our kids have grown in 2 years.
I like to think that I haven't aged. You
no,
haven't at all, but
we look the same.
I think we kind of do.
Yeah.
But then the kids are just like, the family's got a beard in this one now.
Yeah, he looks older than you.
Hello, how you doing? He's got like the Irish beard going on. Top of the morning to you there, Lottie.
I'll add it to the YouTube video of this so that you can see it.
yeah, exactly. No, they look good though. Everyone had to play
it was
this
really
one.
fun.
It was cold.
It's cold,
so.
yeah. We're cold in our podcast today. I got my fleece Sherpa. Whatever
you got your Sherpa?
Whatever
your lamb, you like slaughtered a lamb.
I know,
put
it's
it on
so
your lap.
warm.
That's what you did.
It's so fuzzy. Anything fuzzy.
But we're not used to it. I mean, we're from California, and then, we've been here for a little bit now, but it is, but I don't think anyone in Texas is ever used to it either, especially as cold as it has been lately.
Yeah.
I moved here 8 years ago. In fact, my first day at the place I worked was November 17th. It's like, oh my gosh, it's been that long.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
And thank you. But it's never been up until about 2 years ago when we got married. Don't know if that's a coincidence or what. But we brought the chill. But the last 2 years have been really super cold, unlike any other winters they've had. Yeah, not even frost, like ice and snow and chaos and power outages and power plants. Yeah, I guess they don't know how to handle it because they never had this type of weather.
Needed to know how.
Because they said at one point, I remember, it was either because they had it 2 years in a row. The first year in 2020, and it lasted like a whole week. It was literally Valentine's Day on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it went through that. I mean, I didn't go in that entire week until Friday, and that was only for like an hour. You know, but that entire week. And then this last year, 2021, it was like 3 days, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first year.
Texas is getting snow days.
Yeah, and I think they said something like it was the coldest it had ever gotten in like, what was it, like 78 years or 95 years or something like that. It was like, whoa, yeah. Yeah, I was like, wow, man. It was insane. And it's not even the cold, it's the wind that comes with it. It's like, oh, it's 40 degrees, but with the wind, it feels like 2.
You don't have to tell me I'm from Illinois.
Yeah, you're right about that.
When I took you to Illinois, you were like, oh, this is a special kind of cold. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, all of it is. That, man, if it's not California cold, then it's all a special kind of cold to me.
Although you've been in the mountains where it snows in California.
Yeah, but that's still, like, it's different. I don't know what it is. Like, because it can be 30, 40 degrees out, and you're still wearing, like, shorts and a T-shirt. I mean, it's cold, but it's not like, it's that wind and everything that comes along with it. You know, it's just so crazy. The blizzard-like conditions or something, you know?
We are going to California in a couple of days. Well, actually, we're going to be posting this podcast on Tuesday, so we'll be leaving the next day.
Yes, we will.
Boom. So,
Wednesday through Sunday. Or Monday.
Pray for us. We are taking Spirit.
Yes, pray for us. We're taking Spirit. And the app is not even loaded yet.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord.
No, we should be all right.
Like
we should be
too
cramped.
Print it from your computer and bring it to the...
No, I mean, I have it all, but because I have it on Expedia.
I've never flown Spirit because I've heard so many bad things, so I'm hoping it'll...
I've flown Spirit before, and it's weird because, you could totally have, like, you know, the Delta, American, United Airline, you know, first class flight where it's like, you know, you have a TV in front of you, at least on Spirit it is, TV in front of you and, like, all these little amenities, you know?
Yeah.
And then you could have a flight where, like, literally your handrest is, like, a bar with, like, a little, I don't know, like, cardboard box from a shoebox or something, I don't know. And, like, you have no space in front of you. It's so weird, those I don't know,
like,
It's a real gamble, yeah. I mean, usually there's not much of a gamble because you're getting a crap flight.
Yeah.
But, you know, no disrespect, American Frontier, whatever you are, but, you know, maybe...
Have you ever flown?
Add a little cushion here and there. Might help. Like in the movie.
Have you ever flown on Virgin America?
Not Virgin, no.
Oh,
I've done Delta,
great.
United, American,
highly
Alaska, Hawaii,
recommend
but
it.
not.
It's
I've never.
awesome.
I don't think I've ever done Virgin.
Oh, it's so fun. It's so great.
I remember Delta
for
being one of
sure.
the nicer flights that I had.
Yeah.
It was like I was like, wow, okay. Like everything was really decked out.
Southwest, I kind of like. It's different.
I don't think I've ever flown Southwest.
Yeah. Okay.
I've not done that.
You just gotta make sure you're like one of the first people to check in.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the trick. If you're flying Southwest for the first time,
that's right.
as soon as you're able to check in, then you hit column A. If you wait and you procrastinate, you'll get C, and you get the back of the bus because they don't seat assign. Just a little tip for the holidays.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah.
See, I've never flown. That's because that's always out of left field. I've never done. I've never flown out of left field.
It's so small and
Yeah, it's
easy.
a lot, yeah.
I love a little tiny airport.
Yeah, so I like Long Beach Airport, but like,
Yeah.
if we were gonna fly in there, it was like $300-$400 more. Like, oh,
Yeah,
for your
'cause it's so
convenience,
convenient.
here is
Yeah.
$400
How
more.
inconvenient is this fee?
Right. Jeez. But
So, dang. Okay, it's been a couple weeks, so we've
it has
seen
been
quite a bit now. Like I feel it's interesting. Last week when we were going to shoot, I was like, well, I've only seen a couple things, and now I'm like, wow, we have a
don't
lot
have
to
much
talk
to talk about on
about.
the entertainment side.
Yeah, now
right.
we have a lot. So that's cool.
Yeah. What did we have?
So let's say, where do we begin?
Okay.
Well, let's just start with what we just recently saw last night.
Okay.
So we saw Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever!
Hey man, that was really
It was good.
I didn't really want to go see it that much. I was more like, can we just...
You wanted to see Spirited.
Yeah,
Will
because
I mean, I do
Ferrell's
too.
hilarious, and it's like Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Ryan Reynolds, hilarious. I mean, they're both good.
Yeah.
But I'd rather go like on a date and see it with you without all our children.
Sure.
You know.
Exactly. And I mean,
So this is like more fun for our kids.
And you look to see like, well, when is like Black Panther, Wakanda, the Black Panther 2? When is it going to be streaming? So if maybe da-da-da.
Yeah.
Spirited's going to be streaming like a week. They just have like this week engagement at the theater. Yeah. And then what? It was like next July.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, we should probably go see it then.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to check out the movie and you don't want to wait for the Blu-ray or to stream, then you might want to go check it out in the theater. Because apparently you won't be able to until July. But then again, this movie's been making a ton of money. It'll probably be like Top Gun Maverick and be...
Is it still in the theater?
I think so. I mean, now it just came out on Blu-ray. I think it's out on Blu-ray, streaming, and it's still out in the theaters. It's like, jeez.
Man,
like, Tom Cruise does not give up. He's like an agent in his movies. He's like, no, you cannot kill me in the theater either. Or something. He's like eating popcorn at every show. I'm like, eat my popcorn. Have my popcorn. Huh? Like Walter Solcheck.
Oh, my gosh.
That's another one we sort of watched, too.
What?
Well, we can get to that next. The Walter Solcheck, Big Lebowski.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, but Black Panther 2, it was good. I mean, it is long.
It is,
okay,
well,
people, it's a long movie.
Before you go in.
Like, it's more empowerment.
Empowerment, thank you. That is the word I was looking for.
Because it really is more, like, the stars of the movie are more.
Well, and the actresses were great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Take over because the man.
The sister of Black Panther, I can't remember her name. Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Wright. I want to say her last name is Wright.
I don't know.
She's good. She did a really good job. A lot of the movie seemed to sort of weigh on her shoulders a little bit.
Well,
yeah. And Angela Bassett, she does a great job. And I mean, it was.
And I don't want to ruin anything, but it was definitely, there was emotional ties, especially when they there was like some tributes to Black Panther, you know. And you know.
And they sort of just go into it, you know what I mean? And that was kind of interesting. I mean, it obviously grabs your attention. You know, the way they sort of just like, boom, she bursts into the room trying to create DNA, doing this to try and save him at the end, you know, or whatever. But it was I mean, there's a little bit of a lull.
It shows
it's
how
kind of
smart
long.
she is.
Yeah. I mean, and it is a little bit long, but they do introduce new characters, and people were kind of like, they liked the first Black Panther because it really felt like it was more of its own movie. It didn't have to bring in all these other characters from other movies and tie them into this and tie them into that. It just had the one guy, I can't remember his name, but Andy Serkis's character that had the metal arm or whatever. He was in like Age of Ultron or whatever. But it really just stayed away from everything else. Yeah. And this one sort of brought in, you know, other characters, and now they tie in Ironheart. You know, and that girl was pretty good. She was funny. Yeah. The girl.
Ironheart. I didn't know that was a character.
Yeah, it's pretty much, she's like a female Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know, so she created a new type of suit and everything. So.
Yeah.
But they kind of did all this, these little things.
Which is fun to watch, like sitting there with
and the Royal Guards really had their kind of front spotlight in the movie, you know? And like, it's sort of, to me, it's set up, it was like the middle. They're going to make a 3. And so, like, a lot of people, too, are like, well, what the heck, you know, whatever. And it's like, well, I think this is really good setup for the next one, because even at the end of the movie, they, you know, they just kind of set it up that way. I'm just playing.
The end of the movie, he's alluding to, you can't know, so we're going to not talk about it.
Yeah.
But obviously at the end of all of those movies, you wait past the credits and you get to see
there's
like
a mid post credit sequence.
Yeah.
But there's no end of the thing, because I read that in the review. It says all it says at the very end is that Black Panther will return. You know. So you know, there's a Black Panther 3. But don't go out unless you want to see if they were filmed in, you know, New Zealand or Zimbabwe. You know, go ahead and see the locations. That's great.
Yeah.
But and those are great too. I mean, some of those locations or whatnot.
Yeah,
really
it's beautiful. Yeah, and the costumes and
what I didn't like about it was that Wakanda, like the underwater city, they showed like a lot more of that. It was very it did have that. It was like Aquaman, Avatar.
Yeah.
Vibe. But the city was like really cool, you know, expansive, where they didn't show as much as Wakanda, you know, and it was like, well, I mean, maybe because they already showed it.
Because you already saw it from the first movie.
I guess, you know.
You didn't want it to be that much longer. I mean,
well, that's true. Yeah, because it was 2 hours and like 42 minutes, man.
And that guy was a good bad guy. I legit didn't like him.
Yeah, no, and he kind of did the whole, you know, you're not sure where they're coming from, and you know, and they have to throw in why he is the way he is and everything, but. Yeah, it was good. Yep. I mean, it's worth seeing. With
what's the rating? What's your rating?
Well, it got a thumbs up from Nathaniel. He said this is one of the better movies in Phase 4. If that's anybody's.
What does that mean, phase?
Well, they've done all this in phases. So you know, Phase 1 was Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, not really Hulk, but they introduced all the characters.
Yeah.
And then Phase 2 in Avengers was the final part of that. The Phase 2 had the second of all those movies pretty much, and the third phase went all the way through to Endgame of Avengers.
Okay.
And then the fourth phase started with WandaVision,
right?
And then had all of these now
first,
Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and all these the shows they have on that.
Yeah.
And it ended with this movie. Phase 4 now ends with Wakanda Forever, and it will start Phase 5 with Ant-Man.
Okay.
Yes. All those Marvel nerds out there.
No.
I mean, I just heard this from people. It's not like I look it up all day on the internet or anything. Where?
I mean, now I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
I've got to see most of it. So yeah, I thought it was good. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't really want to see it, so the fact that I enjoyed myself was cool.
She was pleasantly forced to see it.
Yeah.
And she enjoyed every second of it.
I enjoy laying on the big chair, snuggling in a
Full
blanket, eating popcorn, sharing candy, snuggling with my people.
Yeah.
Taking a nap if I can. I had already taken a nap, so I was awake for the whole thing.
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh. So that was one of the movies we saw.
Yep.
Let's see. We also saw Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah.
That was kind of I guess we don't want to say too much.
Well, it's the one that came out a little while ago, and it stars the sister that was in Black Widow.
Yeah.
She was also, she was the lead in Midsummer.
Okay.
She's the lead.
She's
I was like,
the
that's
lead.
where it
Yes,
is. Yeah, because I knew there was something else.
Okay.
She's the lead in
okay.
Midsummer.
Yes,
I cannot remember her name off the top of my head.
No, but
but
she reminds me a lot of the girl who was in Fall, but she's not the same girl.
no, not the But she, and then who's the guy? What's his name? Harry Styles.
Yeah.
He is like her girlfriend, and they live in this utopian 1950s society, and the husbands go to work, and the women vacuum and clean all day, and then cook, and they have the dinners made when he comes, whatever, the Leave It to Beaver thing going on. And then slowly she feels like things are not what they should.
Yep.
If something feels wrong, and so it just leads to all-out mayhem.
Yes.
Don't want to give anything away.
I know, it's hard not to.
But we'll just say that it's not as inventive as you would think it is.
That's a good way. That is a good way of putting it. Yep, I would say
because once you figure out what the little twist is, a number of movies will come
they
to
didn't
mind.
have to try.
And if you have, and just naming a movie will give it all away.
So
you know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah. But I mean, it had really good elements to it. And she did a good job.
Yeah,
she did a good
great
job.
job.
But yeah.
If you're just looking for let's try something out.
Is it written and directed? I know it was directed by Olivia Wilde. I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she stars in it as well. And she's creepy. She's got that look sultry or whatnot, but then she's going to cut your head off.
Kill you, yeah.
And it was, the movie was good. It was just, you kind of get the letdown at the end. Yeah. But, it's just saying. Is that a rating?
It's like
our rating of the movie. Just saying. Just saying.
It's like
just
a half
saying.
thumb.
Yeah, it's like a half thumb and not a formation. It's like, was that burger good? Yeah. Another one we saw that was better. It's an older movie, but Eagle Eye.
Yeah.
With Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
Shia
that
LaBeouf.
was good.
There's a song about him being.
Didn't he go crazy or something?
Well, he had his issues.
Mind,
yeah, he was doing
But I think he's a great actor.
performance art where he was yelling at people or something. He is a good actor. He does a really good schizo.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a compliment.
I don't know. No, but he's a good actor. he has done a few things where it's like, wow, all right, it's pretty good. But this movie, it's got him and Michelle Monaghan. It's got Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
It's got homeboy that plays Falcon. What's his name? Anthony. Whatever.
Yeah.
But that one's good. It's
fast,
what was that?
It's fast paced.
Yeah, it's fast paced, and it's like a paranoia action thriller, I guess.
Yeah.
Where he's
You have to guess.
He has been just like grabbed by the CIA government, and he's got to do what they want to do, and they're watching him at every turn through TV cameras.
And he's got to do what they
people's
want
phones.
to do.
Yeah, he's got to do what they want to do, and then this girl gets involved, and it's.
Then they're put together.
It's not bad.
And,
It's pretty good.
And their relationship and how that all works out.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say that was better than Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah.
That's more worth your time.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And the director's had some trippy movies. So, he did Disturbed. That also had Shia LaBeouf, where he's like kind of like a Rear Window, where he is like, a bad kid or whatever, and he has to have he's on house arrest, and so he sees something happen from his room, and murder or something like that, but no one believes him, and so he's got to figure it out or something like that. And the director, DJ Caruso, he did that movie. Yeah, and it wasn't bad. And then also, I mean, a lot of people didn't really like it that much, but I thought it was a great movie. It's called The Salton Sea. And that's got Val Kilmer in it, Vincent D'Onofrio, a lot of people. But it's like, man, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's all about like this, Val Kilmer's an undercover cop, and he's trying to get this like speed freight drug dealer guy that lives in the Salton Sea, which is Vincent D'Onofrio. Mm-hmm. Vincent D'Onofrio plays this drug dealer. He's like done so much speed that he doesn't have a nose.
Is he called the Bear or something?
So yeah, and then
I heard of this.
Kind of always talks like that, and he's just crazy. Man, Vincent D'Onofrio is like such.
I can't even
great.
with that. That's too.
Oh yeah, I mean it is.
No.
I mean, especially with all the stuff that we've been through, with drugs and stuff. It is a rough movie on that end, but it's like it is kind of a crime thriller detective story.
But it's like action, fast paced,
and it's a film noir. It's done more like a film noir, so you're never really sure if he was in or out. And man, I don't know, to me it's got a great ending. It's got one of those endings that's got kind of an uplifting ending,
Yeah.
And it was just, for a movie like that, it's kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
But that was like when I first noticed that director, I was like, dude, this movie, I like it. But some people are like, man, that's just, But,
yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's just intense, that's for sure.
Yeah. I like anything that has a good ending. I mean, I feel like we've seen a lot of movies recently that the ending has been like shit. So it's refreshing to be like, man.
Well, and it's funny because it seemed like back in the day, I don't know, when I was a kid, like whenever you saw a movie, there was somewhat of always a decent ending. In horror movies, it was always Freddy Krueger got the guy at the end or something.
Yeah,
but in all the other movies, and now, they made them where they're so dreary and dull and like way too true to life. You know what I mean? Like, this
would really happen. And I'm like, well, I am in real life with real shit happening.
Right.
Like, give me something better.
And I know that if I don't want to see, a movie about drugs or something, then, or if I don't want to see a movie about drugs, I'm not going to see a movie about drugs. I'm not going to go see Scarface or, Traffic or, whatever. But, at the same time, it's like, to me, it's just like, make a movie to make a movie. You want to go and experience the escapism of it, and it just seems like there's too much realism in it now. And it's almost like, wait a second, we wanted something to be more true to life, and now we're like, oh crap.
Do we?
Yeah, I know.
Do we really?
Yeah, because now we're staring at ourselves in the face sometimes, like with what we do and stuff. And it's like, wait, I thought I was seeing a superhero movie, though. Like, why are we tying all these politics to it?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that's when it gets uncomfortable. It's like, okay, why do we have to throw that in there? Can't we just have a decent movie? But,
Well, it's all about politics right now. Everything is about politics.
Oh, that's true.
You can't get away from it.
Right.
Honestly. But we won't be doing that in this podcast.
That's why I'm voting for Lebowski in 2024.
We were watching that the other day, just like a little bit of it. I want to watch the whole thing now. But talk about going back to like old movies just to like watch a good movie.
Oh yeah, you want to see a great movie with Jeff Bridges is one of the best.
Oh,
and John Goodman.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
His best.
Steve Buscemi is awesome. It's got Flea in it from the Chili Peppers.
But Jeff Bridges just makes the whole movie.
Yeah, he does, man. He's just this aggression will not stand, man.
I like that. I'm on a shirt that says that.
Yeah. And then Walter is just awesome. Calmer than you are.
Yeah.
Calmer than you are. Waving the gun around? Calmer than you are. That's all I'm saying. And then he's like, and he's right the whole time. The toe, cutting off the toe. Amateurs, you want a toe? I'll get you a toe here by 3:00 with nail polish. Dude, you just like trip it out,
So
and he's all
crazy.
mad. And the lady at the coffee shop gets all pissed off at him.
I had never seen Big Lebowski. So when I think John Goodman, I think of like Roseanne.
Roseanne. Hey man, he was still great on that
So
show
to see
too.
him like a dick like that, you know, like mean.
Because he is so full
It's
fledged.
like, whoa, totally a different personality, you know?
Yeah, he's like so loyal to his friend, but like he's just got this closed-minded view of like war and how everything's associated to it. You know, wait, why'd they change the schedule in the bowling league? This isn't Nam. You know, you know what I mean? It's like everything has to have some sort of reference.
You know, I
to
went
it.
to fight for you. You know,
Yeah.
He fought for everyone. And
Yeah, I had enough buddies that died face down in the muck, so you are not going to enjoy this little family restaurant. And, you know, it's just like, there's families here.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that was it for movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did we see anything else?
No, I think
We started a couple.
We started
we'll
a
just
few,
save
but
that for
we
next
hadn't
week.
finished them yet.
TV show wise, we finished The Watcher.
We finished The Watcher, the one that was on Netflix.
I am not a fan because I like good endings, and that did not have a good ending.
Yeah, I mean it's based. It's weird. It's based on a true story.
Based on
I
a
don't
true
know
story.
how based on the true it is.
But I think it's a true story that was unsolved.
Well, yes.
And so it was basically a very long seasons of an unsolved mystery.
Yes, it was just a long episode. Yeah, it was like 7 episodes,
It was like
right?
7 hours.
7?
With no ending
Mm-hmm.
and closure.
It was an unsolved mysteries episode.
And
it
I
was
didn't
like
care if the acting was good.
Right.
I feel
Yeah, I mean
cheated.
Naomi Watts is good, and homeboy that was I
Okay,
can't remember his name, Bobby Cannibal, I think it is or whatever. He's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great at the beginning, and then it just dropped off. It just you totally were waiting for something more, and it just kind
never
of
happened. Yeah. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
I
mean, to me, it had a
thumbs
great
down for me.
premise. Like you watch the first couple episodes, and then that was a great
If
start.
there's no resolve, then make one up for the series.
Right. Well, it was created by Ryan Murphy and made by Ryan Murphy, who did the American Horror Story series. He's done those. So if you've ever seen American Horror Story, it's kind of a lot like that. It's dreary, droll. It goes over these weird topics at times. Like the dad's super, like, you know, against her, like, you know, wearing certain clothes and lipstick. And then all of a sudden it just goes away. And now it's like they don't ever, like, finish the problem from one thing to the other. You know?
Yeah.
It's like they expose the problem, but then nothing's resolved.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just,
And
they
it
keep
just leaves
opening
you
more doors and
feeling
nothing, it's just...
yucky and, like, not settled.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that was a waste of my time. And we're watching The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, and so we're like, let's just turn on The Big Lebowski, dude. Hey, that's your name, dude. But of course, we finished the first 2 episodes, right? Because the third will be airing tonight.
Yellowstone. Yes. I am thrilled. I thought the first one was kind of slow. I forgot that he was, at the end of the last season, voted as the...
as the governor.
As the governor.
That's right. Yeah, because it's been so long.
I totally forgot. And I was like, wait a minute, he's the governor.
It's been like a year? Has it been like a year or something since It's been a long time. We've gone through a few series. It's from Ozark, Stranger Things. We've been through a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Patient.
I know.
And yeah.
Man, we have a lot of time on our hands.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I feel like we're always so busy.
Are we neglectful parents? No, we do these things after asleep, people.
Yeah, don't worry.
We lock them in a dungeon.
This is why I neglect my sleep because of these things.
No, yeah.
Oh.
No, but
So Yellowstone, yeah.
Yellowstone,
so
yeah. So it's a little bit
They had to like, you know, build it back up the first episode, kind of
a little slow, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
They're just kind of introducing what's going on with everybody.
Yeah.
But it ended pretty well. I mean, if you like Yellowstone, I think there's maybe 5 people on this earth that probably didn't watch it at this point. I heard the ratings were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, we didn't watch it when it aired because we were too busy watching the Chargers lose. Yeah.
And
you should have watched Yellowstone instead. And they play tonight again, which is amazing in Texas.
We film Saturdays and Sundays, so sometimes you get some backstory from us on the Tuesday podcast.
Right. So yeah, I'm just referring to last week's game, not tonight's game, which I hope is better. But tonight's game, if you're listening on Tuesday, will be Sunday's game. But if you want me to reference the game before that where they lost against the 49ers, that's actually the game before the game of the time you're listening to now. So that makes perfect sense. So it's just the game before the game of the day after, 2 days after you're listening. If you're listening to us and the game was 2 days before.
Stop, I'm gonna pee.
If the game was 2 days before, then it's after the week. Friday. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Later. If you're listening, you may have just like had a brain aneurysm. There's like a 30-car pileup or something. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking.
Oh my gosh. I can't breathe. Oh, honey. Get you on stand-up.
Stop it. Well.
So Yellowstone's tonight.
Yep.
Super awesome.
Another episode. Of course, there's also another Chargers game tonight.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard me before, but if you're listening to the, oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, we'll see
and you get to watch the Charger game, so that'll be cool.
I know, that's 2 in a row.
We can when it goes on to commercial, we can put on some of Yellowstone and then switch it, and then at halftime get in 10 minutes Yellowstone, and then when the game's over, finish Yellowstone.
We can try and do that.
No, the ADD in me was yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. The ADD in me does not like that at all.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Hey, did you ever call them about your ADD test?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
That should be a shirt. We gotta
That
make
should
a
be a shirt.
Something like that. Oh, God.
Well, we are going to California for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this is our,
This will be our Thanksgiving podcast. So happy Thanksgiving to your family.
Yeah, if you're listening on Thanksgiving, then this aired the Sunday before the Thanksgiving. No. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Hope everyone
totally. Hope you're
That's a great
safe
time.
and get to see your people and not get too irritated by certain people.
Yeah.
That's a thing. It normally is, but
we're headed to California. We're gonna go see some family out there.
Yeah, we're flying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we're flying.
I do not
Cat
like
is
road
happy.
trips.
And we're bringing your mom in too.
Yep, Mama's coming down. She's gonna stay with his mom. So it's gonna be. Well, we're all staying with your mom.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
not in her room.
No, that would be weird. Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
My dad wouldn't like that.
So it'll be quite a few of us underneath the roof. I think we have a couple of other people coming in too.
I believe Madeline and Mallory are going to be there too, or it's just Madeline and her husband, or Mallory and her husband. I'm not sure.
And there'll be football.
The M&Ms will be there.
There will be football.
There'll be football, I'm sure. Football, yeah. I mean, there'll be. There will probably will be quite a few people.
We're doing the Thanksgiving day after Thanksgiving.
Yep, we do it after. This is apparently what we do.
Yeah.
Yep, we have not had
everybody has their own
10
family.
years. Yep. Everyone's got their own family and their things to do, so we just do it the day after. So yeah, it'll be
Is there still football on Friday? No.
Actually,
So it'll be different. You know, it's
No,
going to be so weird for me that Thanksgiving we're not going to have football.
No, it'll have college. I mean, it's going to have a lot. It'll have football, maybe not pro football.
What are we going to do on actual Thanksgiving? Oh, we can talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that later.
Okay.
We'll just go.
See movies all day.
Yeah, all that time that we apparently waste. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to on Thanksgiving. I know Josh and them. They always invite us or something like that. Or
do you cook on Thanksgiving? What is?
I know out here it's boil or smoking the turkey.
Smoke the turkey.
Deep frying it or something. I know Josh has done that before, and I hear I've
good.
never had it that way.
I haven't either, but I heard
everyone,
it's so good.
Everyone says it's awesome.
Your brother's doing the turkey, so I always do the green bean casserole. That's my jam-o-lam.
Yep, green bean casserole.
Fresh green beans.
Somebody's gonna make that Jell-O with the fruit in it,
which you hate.
I don't know what it is. It is exactly like having that Gatorade the other day with I hope it was boba at the bottom. That's all I'm gonna say, Amelia. I hope it was boba because yeah, I was like, ooh, it tasted like fruit cocktail, like you know, like from a jar or something, like in some kilo. I don't want anything of that. And then it's like, oh, Gatorade because there's no water in the fridge. Oh, I like spit it out. That was so gross. And I just threw the Gatorade in the trash. I was like, I'm gonna hide the evidence. I don't want anyone to know that I just garbled their stomach.
The things you do when you have kids, it's so funny.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like Jell-O with fruit in it to me. I don't want that stuff. I want to eat a smooth thing of Jell-O. I don't. It tastes like somebody ate it and spit in the Jell-O. So I'm sorry if I just put this image into your head when you're eating Jell-O at Thanksgiving, but that's how I feel.
Oh my goodness.
And then it's like the whipped cream in the middle, which is okay, but then sometimes a fruit gets in there and then it like screws it all up.
Oh, I like the pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pies.
Is there fruit in it?
I didn't get any pumpkin pie last year, so I'm
That's
like
right.
doubling down this year.
Yep.
Oh my
They
goodness.
They're like
crying.
stabbing people for pumpkin pie, last year.
I know. I was like,
I'm gonna shake you, fool!
I think I took a bite of Jack's because I was like, wait a minute. I think there was like only one pumpkin pie. Who only makes one pumpkin pie?
Yeah, because there was like, wasn't there like a pecan
Because there was like
one?
pecan and
I had that.
apple.
I've never had pecan
Oh
pie
yeah,
before.
then I had that.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge pie person, especially the cherry and the straw. Like
Yeah.
too much like fruit, not enough frosting. It's like it's like the opposite. It's like maybe there's something with fruit in me in dessert. It just shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, you got a thing with fruit for
Yeah,
sure.
like Jell-O'd fruit. Yeah.
That sounds good.
And they're playing at the Troubadour next
Yeah.
week. We see Jell-O'd fruit with the Ass Ponies.
Oh.
That's a band.
Ew.
There is an actual band called the Ass Ponies. Look them up, people. Look them up.
The ass ponies.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Maybe he did.
Speaking of our good Lord.
That's an interesting segue.
I can't breathe still. You need to stop making me laugh. I need to
I'm sorry.
bring it down.
I'm sorry, I'll take it down.
Woo! We've had a lot of coffee.
Yeah, we have.
It's middle of the day. So we're very caffeinated by now.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because we've had quite a bit of coffee. Starbucks as well. Our own coffee and then Starbucks as well.
And coffee at lunch.
And coffee at lunch. Went to Lazy Dog.
Yeah.
We were lazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say we ate a dog. Nope, nobody ate a dog.
No, we didn't have any dogs.
No. Oh man. All right. So this version of our Jesus
Or Jesus Jam.
Jam is going to be based on something you were listening to.
Well, yeah. Like, Brent Eldridge at Arbor Road Church, they do, that's where I grew up, going to church or whatever.
Church,
Yeah, they're right there on Arbor Road in Long Beach. I'll listen to the services every now and then on the Sunday services. I'll listen to it during the week on the road, going to work or going in between a store or whatever. But, they had an interesting one, like where they're talking about the differences between heaven and the kingdom. And it's weird because I
did not know this.
Yeah, I never really understood, that they were referring really two different things, because I always thought the kingdom, well, yeah, it's heaven, but no, there is a difference between kingdom and heaven. And if I can even just quickly get to that part, pretty much you're at the end of the world, right? Or pretty much at Judgment Day. And so right before the rapture, everything happens at the rapture and, I don't want to get too much. Everyone, the rapture. If you believe in God, you go to heaven. If you don't, you go to hell, right?
Yeah.
So then there's also a middle ground there where there's the 7 years. Well, you don't necessarily go to hell at that point. I'm sorry, but that's what I mean. I don't even get into
I
details.
think we're going into the whole timeline.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, they were going into the timeline from the beginning of when the rapture happens, and then during that 7 years of the rapture, it's kind of broken into 3.5
years.
Like segments of each other. And the first half are pretty tough, obviously. It's the rapture.
Yeah.
But then the last 3 are the worst, where it's a lot more of the loss and the famines and all the
death.
and all the death and everything. And then after that 7 years is the 1,000-year reign, where Jesus Christ will walk on the earth
with the saints.
With the saints. The saints of the Old Testament are brought back. At this point. And
he was saying the saints of like the people that were there during like the Pentecost and stuff.
Exactly.
Too.
Yes.
So.
And then the current people that have survived after the rapture and now are living.
And there will be no sin.
Years.
Well, there will be sin, but there won't be devil sin.
Right.
Like sin that comes from the devil.
Right. Because the devil will be locked in chains and bound, for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And in that 1,000 years, there'll be sin because it'll be carried over from the rapture.
Yeah, there won't be like
of that nature.
As bad.
Yeah, it won't be enticed by Satan, but we will have sin like lying or stealing or cheating, but it won't be anything as evil and involving as the way Satan has always been able to enter our lives,
And health will be
so
better.
devious.
Like people will be sick. So I didn't know any of this.
Well, and then in that 1,000 years, and when Jesus Christ comes down, that is when he comes down to his kingdom. And that's heaven on earth. And I guess I just never really put the two together. You know what I mean? Like, wait, the 1,000 years on Earth is the kingdom that he's always been referring to when I come back to my kingdom. Yeah. I mean, I always thought, like, coming back to my kingdom, like my people, or, in heaven, not like, oh no, I'll be chilling with you guys by the 7-Eleven on Earth, for 1,000 years kind of thing, And it's kind of interesting.
And people will live hundreds of years.
Yeah, and it's interesting how, like, the curse will be lifted on the earth.
It's just so ridiculous, though, to me. Like, it's so ridiculous to think of that, of life like that. Like, it's like...
It almost makes you think, like, man, I almost want to, like, chill with God in that 1,000 years.
Yeah, I want to do that,
but it's not, because, during that 1,000 years, it'll be, like, like they say, the curse will be lifted off the earth, and, like, work won't be like the way it used to be. We all hate, like how Brent was saying, you kind of hate going to your job. Well, that's kind of God's curse on the earth. That's a curse of Adam and Eve, we all did work back in the day. We will work again in the kingdom. In that 1,000-year reign, people will work, but it'll be work that we enjoy. Like when Adam was working and he was naming the animals, he was cultivating the crops and all that stuff.
Like enjoying life.
Well, and how they say, like, the lamb will lay down with the lion.
So, like, how does that? Yeah, and the baby can go into the cobra. Put his hand into the
viper den.
Right.
Yeah, lay down with the cobra. And, there won't be any of that stuff. There'll still be sin, but we'll all be joyous, and there'll be celebrations.
So hard to think of, grasp that.
And even to think at that point, after the 1,000 years, it's pretty much like a snap of his fingers, and he uncreates the earth, and everyone standing before God that does not believe in him will be judged and sent into
eternal hell.
Yeah, into the lake of fire. And it's crazy to me to think, and I think Brent even mentions that in there, that like, at one point, you're going to be walking around seeing Jesus Christ, and you're still going to question, whether or not I don't know, man. It's kind of interesting to me. I don't think, because it's interesting, too, that they say the blind man will be able to see. The deaf will be able to hear, all of that,
wow.
And it's just like...
So how do you...
How do you not see that stuff? But it's just
and if the
people will still have influence, whether it's on other people or in their own heads, and somehow, just somehow think that it can't be.
But if evil is gone, then how could it not?
Well, but that's what's kind of interesting too, is that, like, Satan will be bound, but then it also says, what was it in Revelation 20 or something like that they're talking about, where after the 1,000-year reign. I think it was during the 1,000-year reign at the end, that anything demonic or whatnot will be flushed down, So there might still be remnants of all that stuff around, but just not in the way that can
that it is now.
Yeah,
It's just like intense and all the time everywhere.
Right, and so I don't know, like, if that's, if there's still sort of this little haze like that going on in that 1,000-year realm, or maybe that was I don't think it was at the end of the 7 years. I think it was at the end of the 1,000. But I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't know any of this. It's not something they teach at church often.
No, really. It was interesting how, I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, if you go listen to Arborough Church on YouTube, that's kind of where we listened to it. And it was November 6th service where they show the timeline, and it was just interesting to kind of break down. Yeah. And the way he sort of, the way he talks about it, his descriptions, it really does illuminate, you know, in your head, kind of like, okay, this makes more. I get it, you know, that falls in here and that does this. You know, no one really talks that much about the end of the world and the way it works, the way it moves.
Yeah, and now if our kids talk about it, we have like answers. I'm like, how come I didn't know?
Well, and like, you know, even in that 1,000-year reign or during that 7-year rapture, you know, I mean, people will still come to God during that time, and it could be of our own influence today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe something, you know, wow, I remember Kat talking about that such and such years ago, or Drew talking about that, or our children talking about that, you know?
Yeah, and that's why we do this type of stuff, which is good, so we can
I mean, we're not perfect by any means, but we, you know, I mean,
I wasn't even saying that. I'm just saying, like,
you don't have to.
What?
What? Girlfriend, stop it.
I'm just saying, like, generational, like, this is what, like, our kids see us doing this, our kids know what we're doing, and then we talk to them about it, we show them the way, and then that generationally, they will tell their kids, and eventually, someone from our generation will be at these times in this world, in this life. Are they prepared? Have we prepared them properly generationally?
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better. Exactly. You know, I mean, I learned from my parents, you know, and so I hope my kids learn from us. Yeah. Our kids learn from us.
And they become the warriors and the helpful.
And it could be in 10 years. It could be in
And we come down as the saints to help them, because we're in the Pentecost, and it looks like that's probably going to end up happening if you look at the timeline.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I remember asking my mom, like, you know, if we're in heaven, can we, like, have, like, time machines? You know what I mean? Like, can we go back in time and, like, look when I was a kid? You know, when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And you know, I was like, well, I mean, anything's possible in heaven. I mean, sure, you can go back and probably look on anything you wanted to, because time is of no option or real value.
Or you may not even care to.
Or exactly. That's you know, you may
all
be
that maybe like a
you're probably
human
getting in such love and illumination
it's more
of heaven
like an ego thing, right?
You
like
know?
a human thing, and maybe when you're in heaven, it's not so much. Although now I think about, like, you know, Christmas and Scrooged. It's kind of like that,
right?
You know, going through and trying, you know, make it
past,
better.
Present,
future.
But you'd always like observe. Like, you could go take a look at it. You can't do anything. It's, you know, I think it was probably because I just saw Back to the Future.
Oh yeah,
or something. You know, we don't do that. You know, it's like, well, yeah, you probably could if you
it's
know.
So
but
interesting.
You can't
I
change
feel like
things,
we are much. I feel like the veil between heaven and earth is so thin. Truly.
Yeah, especially these days.
I really feel like there's like we can connect more deeply, ever more than we've ever been able to. I feel, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. It's exciting and really scary. You know?
It is. But you know, I mean, hey, if it's gonna happen,
but it's in God's hands.
I'm prepared.
Yeah.
You know, I just, you know, I want to make sure the people I love are prepared.
That's right.
You know.
Amen.
But.
Well, are you prepared for our song for the end of the evening?
Boom! Yes, I am. Well, didn't really have a song, so I thought I'd just kind of like go on my playlist and just like pick, just like randomly
shuffle.
Sort of.
Okay, we're gonna shuffle
and see what we end up with, and hopefully it's. I mean, I
big
do
money,
have
big
like.
Money.
I've got some Tupac and KRS-One on here, so I don't know. We may be going out with Dear Mama. I'm not sure, but we'll see. All right, so I'm just going to scroll up and down. Be funny if I... What do we got here? All right, we've got Don't Look Behind You. That's what we're going to do by Duff McKagan.
Nice.
From Duff. From what, Guns N' Roses?
Nice.
Right? He had a self-titled, or he does his own work, and this is a song called Don't Look Behind You.
Oh, I know the song.
Yeah.
It's good.
So you guys We love you guys.
Yeah, it's, oh, by the way, we're Let's Party Prayer. And
Oh,
Punk
yeah.
Rock.
Did we mention who we were?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm Drew.
And I'm Kat.
And yeah, we're Let's Party Prayer Punk Rock. Probably should have said that at the beginning. But that's all right because
That's okay.
we're professionals.
Yep, and they listen
Obviously.
all the way to the end.
Yeah, they do.
'Cause they're
they
fans.
all do.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. Take care.
Look up, the sky's blue, never look back. In my blind view, we all want the truth. We all want something new, never look back.